And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Webby-nominated podcast featuring Choey and Jandler.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Me. The sassy shepherd struggles with syphilis. The sassy shepherd struggles with syphilis. Syphilis. Ma. I would like an Arnold Palmer at the omelet parlor.
All right, welcome everybody to Choey and Jandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Okay, this episode, really about 2 weeks late. I'm going to take the blame. Allergies kicked my butt for a while, about 4 or 5 days, and then dealt with some migraines, and it just forced me to be late on stuff. Plus, Choey and I debuted a new game, and even though I wrote the song with AI about a year ago for this game, we never got around to it. I tried to edit it up, switch it up, and make some changes, and I was told it was copyright, and I was like, well, I wrote the song. So I had to go through, basically I had to rewrite it again to kind of get it to work. But we recorded the episode 2 weeks ago, so this is going to lead into it, and I'm going to turn that one episode into a two-parter, right? So a little bit shorter here, and then we also got summertime stuff coming up, so we're doing our quote-unquote summer school, and then I'll be getting some guests, like G and Hooks and maybe the dude to play the more versions of the game that you're going to introduce, or that I introduced. So sit back, listen. Choey and I are coming up. This will be the episode for the last, still have the allergies. Last Friday in May for May 29th. All right, so sit back and chill.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Welcome, everybody, to Choey and Jandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Choey.
Welcome, Jandler.
You and I feeling those effects of Saturday, like a little bit like, hey, obviously, because this episode would have been yesterday. This is going to be a two-parter, just so you know. All right, I got a lot of stuff to say. I was starting to think of like how it went in the Festivus. Remember with George's dad? I got a lot of stuff to say, and you're going to hear about it. Yeah, the Aaron of grievances, right?
Grievances.
So, all right, real quick, let's go on to the holidays.
Here are today's effing holidays.
Doing this on the fly, did you know today is National Paperclip Day? National Paperclip Day on May 29th celebrates a small but handy invention. Yes, even the paperclip has its own day of honor. This quirky national day celebrates the well-known piece of curved wire that keeps our papers together and helps us stay organized. Hashtag National Paperclip Day. Dude, paperclips are always cool, but do you ever notice, like, sometimes they're everywhere, and then sometimes they're nowhere? You know what I mean? Like, you find them all over your desk or table or whatever, and then there's times when you really need them, you're like, where's the paperclip at? And you're like, oh my gosh.
The ones that I think are just ridiculous are those little baby ones. Like,
the teeny tiny ones?
Yeah, like, I feel like you put, like, if you clip 10 pages together, it's going to pop. It's like, just make normal size paper clips. Just one size. We don't need those little rubber coated ones either.
I like the what do they call like they're not even paper clips. I like the little clasps. You know what I mean?
I love those.
Yeah, especially the big ones. But nothing against the paper clip, but it's the clasps they're a little bit stronger. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So they can handle it.
And conversely, with those, even the small ones, I'm totally down with those because you eat the little baby ones on those and put together like 10 to 15 pages, and I feel like it's just gonna stay. Love those. Love those.
Although there was a couple times this school year where I had one of those baby clips like in my pocket because I tend to like use it on papers and then I take it off and I put it in my pocket or whatever, right? Because we're passing stuff out. And somehow I broke two of them by sitting down and just snapped or whatever. And I'm like, well, that sucks. Because these things are awesome.
All right, Mr. Bing, are you happy? Is that a paper clip clap in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
It doesn't make any sense, Choey. Today is
Well,
it's also National 529 Day, and I picked this just because I was like, hey, what is 529 Day? This is May 29th. It's National 529 Day. It's a day to remind families and friends that it's never been easier to help save for your child's future. By contributing to a 529 savings plan, you help prepare a child for whatever path they choose. Hashtag National 529 Day. Well, that sucks. It was a commercial, basically, for free. I was just like, I don't know what that is. I saw numbers like 6'7", 6'7". No, not even close. Not even close. You got no remarks on that. You're like, I don't even know what to say.
no, the 529. I actually learned what that was about. I don't know, a couple weeks ago because I stumbled across it like in some AI thing, and I was like,
yeah?
dude, that sounds like a cool thing because it was all, oh, it's tax free, tax deferred, whatever crap. And I was like, sweet. And I looked and it's like, oh, it's just because all you can do is spend it on like educational. And I was like, well, I'm not in college like that anymore to where I need any of that money.
I would expect that you spend it on your kids, right?
Yeah,
Not
but
you.
still, like I was just
You're
thinking it was like,
you're like those people. Yeah.
well, no, but
Eh.
I was thinking it was like another like a 403B kind of thing or like some sort of other investment type of deal. And so I was like, oh,
Uh,
cool.
all these things with numbers and letters are just like they're like acronyms. You're like, what? You're like
Well, the one
your
like I will do it.
IEP, your ARD. You're like, what? Your read. I think it was finally this year I learned that a read is REED, and I was like, what? I thought you think of like it's the word read, and they're like, no. And I'm like, okay.
Well, there's
I
the
just go where they
word
tell me to go.
the word read still exists. It's like like the plant or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's one of the word reads. That's a
There's a,
homophone,
there's like 1,000 of them.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the headlines. And by the way, I got a lot of headlines, so there's a chance this is going to be a 2-part episode, just so you know, sir. All right?
Okay.
Because you never know what's going to happen with us, but I want to get this stuff out as the season is over. So, headlines.
It's time for this week's edition of Choey and Jandler's headlines. Yay! Hooray!
All right, my first headline, and I got to go to the right screen. Oh my gosh, here it is. Kids cleaning up, man. I think I've talked about this before. I love when kids like to help clean, but I put on here like when these kids this is obviously school's out for me officially, right?
Yeah.
And this last week it was like trying to herd cattle or herd cats in a way, right? Trying to keep them calm, having fun, but don't want anyone to get injured. And you're also at the same time trying to help. I was trying to have them help me make my life easier by putting stuff away. And I got a lot of kids that would say they wanted to help, or when I was just cleaning up the classroom, I made this mental note that it's like a large group of students now just wait for some adult to say, hey, I'll do it, because they're doing stuff like bad. Have you ever seen a kid? I think we talked about this before. When they use a broom incorrectly and you're like, that's it, just give it to me. I feel like that's what it is nowadays, They're like, hey, if I don't know what I'm doing, some adult's gonna come by and be like, get out of the way. I got this, Do you know what I'm talking about?
100%. I used to do it to people though. Like I'd be like, I'm not really sure. Where do you go in the program in order to find that? So they could be like, it's right here. Show me that again. Do it with another student real fast for me, just so I can make sure I see it.
Yeah, demonstrate again. I did that. I'm not gonna lie. I did the same thing too when I was at Walmart when I was 18. But I'm just like, as an adult now, I'm just like shaking my head, going like, "What is wrong with you guys? It's not that hard. Like to pick up big chunks of paper that are on the floor. No, you don't need a broom to get that piece of paper. Just crumple it up, throw it away." But like I said, it just got me today or this week. I'm just like, oh my gosh, boys and girls. Oh,
you're teetering into should have your own segment of what's jacking around with Jandler or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But what's grinding his gears or whatever.
It really grinds my gears.
Yeah. Dude, this next headline, I actually thought of you when this happened because I was like, I can joke with Choey on this and he'll probably laugh. So we had Wednesday was supposed to be field day, right? And we got rained out. And so I had texted my teachers on the weekend, and I'd even emailed them. I was like, hey, if it gets rained out, we should do some like indoor rotation thing where every room was like a different theme or whatever, right? Like a different activity. And so I was doing these minute to win it games. But one of my kids somehow had hit someone's backpack over and spilled orange juice all over the floor. And like it was in, with young kids, man, when they spill something, it's not like very teeny tiny. Like, it's good quality.
Yeah.
So there's this orange juice on the floor, and all these kids are like, "Ooh, it's urine! Ooh, it's pee!" And I was just like, "It's bright orange." I was like, "It's orange juice, guys." I was like, but they were like freaking out. I thought of you because I wanted to be like, "Kids, why don't you taste it? Let's see if you're right or if I'm right." But I was just like, it's like if that's urine, you really need to drink water because that is
you're
that
about
is
to
not
die.
hydrated at all. What'd you say?
I was saying, yeah, they're about to die. Like they're dehydrated as hell.
It's like that is not urine. I was like, come on, people. But
you like step it and slip it and you land and you're all, I might be wrong.
you win, kids. You win. You got me.
Like, it is pee. Get it off me.
It's like, someone help Mr. Bing up. Sorry, doing stuff with the slideshow or whatever. So yeah, but I just like I said, I just thought of you. It made me laugh because I was like, man, I know Choey would get a kick out of this. And it's like, dude, I was telling her that she did the same thing. I was like, I wanted to tell him to lick it, kids. Just
just tape like just a little bit on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah,
get with your fingernail, snort it.
So these next two headlines really are kind of like one, dude. Obviously this is awards. We had our second grade quote unquote graduation on Tuesday. Fifth graders had their graduation walk Thursday morning. We did awards, math award, reading award, stuff for like certain AB honorable things like that, right?
Nerd alert.
I know, nerd alert. I felt bad. Somehow I didn't invite certain, because our school, we only invited parents if their kids were getting an award, right? And somehow there were a couple parents that I dropped the ball on and didn't invite them in time. And so I get them being upset, but I'm like, I got a lot going on, next year I'm gonna be way better at it. I have like a email or like a alert, what do you call it? Alarm trying to help remind me, but I felt bad. But so we had awards on Tuesday. Most of my kids, all but 8, left after the awards ceremony, right? And it was to the point where like the rest of Tuesday, there was no learning in school. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. There was no learning this last week, man. It was just all about survival,
Yeah, just showed up for attendance money.
Yeah, getting the kids through. They're burnt out. Us teachers are burned out. But when a lot of those kids left, it wasn't just my classes, from other classes, we kind of condensed them. We had like this little. It was like our indoor field day that we ended up doing Wednesday. On Tuesday, we had certain rooms open. We're like, hey, if you want to go to so and so's room, cool. If you want to come to my room, cool. And certain kids were just bouncing around, but it was just like, it was. I spent a lot of my time this week saying, get off those chairs. Stop running around. Like a lot of kids are like, Mr. Bean, can I take off my shoes? And I was like, sure. As long as you don't go outside in your socks. But they kept running around the classroom. I'm like, stop. You're going to get hurt. Someone's going to get injured. We're at the last week of school.
Just don't break anything.
Yeah. I don't want to get blamed for stuff,
Dude, like, those parents, whatever, man. Like, it's like, send a little angry email and then let it go. Like, it's your kid, because you were what, 3rd grade this year?
Yeah, 3rd grade.
Like, if that's your kid's peak, like you've done a horrible job of parenting. Like them getting an award for most liked or whatever, or most improved math scores. Like, let it go.
We didn't do the most liked, but I asked at the end because I was feeling a little Jandlerish, right? I was like, hey, let me start joking around. And so I asked my lead, my grade level chair, I was like, hey, can I give the last, like the ending speech part or whatever, right? And then I joked the teacher that went last. She's like in her mid-20s, and so I told her, I was like, "Hey, just so you know, since you're the last teacher, you have to give a speech." And she's like, "Nice try, Mr. Bing." She's like, "I know better than that." But I was like, "Hey, don't worry about it." It's like, just give me the microphone. I was like, I'll talk for a couple of minutes or whatever. And so I think I was reminding parents to like, thank them for coming, reminding them to like sign out their kids if they were going to take them home. When the last thing I told them, hey, by the way, parents, tag, you're it, right? And so a lot of them laughed at that. So that's what I was trying to do, just loosen the mood, right?
They're all, you think you got it right. My kid's got summer school. Joke's on you.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of like tag your it parents, I was thinking that Thursday, because we had our class party at like 12:30, right? And so all day, I think I've mentioned this before too in previous episodes. When there's a party time, all the kids do is ask all day, "When's the party? When's the party? When's the party?" And you're like, "Dude, just calm down. I'll let you know when," right? But all these parents and adults from other professions that think we don't do anything, I feel like y'all should have to sub the last day of school and deal with what we deal with these kids, because it's like it is so draining, it's so exhausting because you're like they're having fun, but you're like, at least for me, maybe I'm too paranoid. I'm worried they're gonna get hurt, and I'm like, stop, calm down, climb off that, quit running around, things like that.
Parents need to understand too. You deal with your kids, and you get irritated with it. Imagine having to deal with your kids and like 10, 12 other parents worth of kids, like in one room. Like you're not, like it's there's nothing. And that's why honestly, I don't like kids' birthday parties. I didn't like going to kids' birthday parties because I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. I deal with it at work. I'm not going to deal with it outside of work. Like, why would I want to do that?
You already told us in a Chapping Choey, you were like, wipe your shoes, take the mud out of my house. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's like, oh, excuse me. It don't matter where. Like even when you're like out and about, like you're like, I don't want anybody getting hurt at like urban air, and they're bouncing around some trampoline park and somebody gets hurt. The parents like, well, why did my kid get hurt?
You're like, sign this waiver.
It's like, why wouldn't they get hurt? Like they're at a trampoline park and your kid's 300 pounds. So like, what do you think's gonna happen?
Tell him, Joseph. You tell him, man.
Get mad.
Hey, can I get these next two headlines to end it before the break? Can I get the herd alert sound?
Yeah. Herd alert.
So I don't know which one you want first, but I'll start with the arm.
I want the fence. Yes, I want the
fence. I'll start with the arm and the fence. So we had so Wednesday field day got rained out. We went outside of recess and we were told the kids we're blacktop only, right? And so there's an edge of with the blacktop where they have this fence, and one of the third grade girls was just kicking it, her and her friend, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, I'll let you do that because I know you're frustrated, because I wouldn't let them get on the playground because I didn't want people getting muddy or whatever, right? And when they tried to hang on the fence, I was like, get off the fence. But they were to my left, and I got turned around to the right briefly because some kid was talking to me. I turned back to the left. One of my kids with autism had stuck his arm through the fence. You know where you have like the gate that opens and then the fence, and they have those poles?
Yeah.
He stuck his arm in between, and like he couldn't get it out. And so like I was trying to help him, and I couldn't do it, and I feel bad because the teacher that was able to solve the problem did it pretty easily. But I was worried this kid was gonna like freak out. We have marshals, and he saw it on the camera, and he came out there, and I was just like, it's like he's talking to me. I got two kids talking to me, and I was like, I'm trying to get the nurse called for this other kid. Like, and then I was trying to get these. I told two of the students, go on and get my what do you call it? Sunscreen. I had sunscreen spray.
Yeah.
I was like, go get my sunscreen spray because I thought I was gonna have to what do you call it? Like lotion up this kid's arm to like grease it to get it out.
That's what I was gonna say. You'd be like, oh, he needs moisture, and you're like, don't worry, I'll pee on him. Like,
don't worry, I got this.
No, I got this. You need moisture? I got you.
Dude, it's funny you say that because we talk about how we're friends and Seinfeld enthusiasts back in the day.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I forget how it popped in my head earlier this week, but I still remember when that happened with Joey, Chandler, and Monica.
Yeah.
And Joey's like, they're like, "What? You peed on yourself?" And she's like, "No, I couldn't." And then they look at Joey, and Joey's like, "That's right, I stepped up. If I had to, I'd pee on any one of you." Right? I just think it's funny. Where she's like, "But I couldn't go." But now we
When I
got
saw
it
you-
out pretty quickly. But I was afraid he was gonna freak out, man.
When I saw the arm in the fence, it made me think of, remember when Homer had his arm stuck in the vending machine?
Yeah.
And they're like, keep trying to figure out, like, wait, are you still holding on to the can? Or whatever
Yeah.
it was, or the candy? And he's like, yeah. And they're like, oh. If he just let go, if he just lets go, he's good to go. He's like, I can't get out.
My other hurt alert was dude, I can't remember. I think it was Thursday. It was the last day of school for the kids. This kid, so I'm on the playground, which is pretty much where I was all year, under a tree getting the dude. By the way, man, you get under a tree or shade. If there's any kind of shade, it's like 5 or 10 degrees cooler in this hot Texas sun. You know, when you're outside at recess, it's
Yeah.
hell of a lot better. And I hear just Mr. Bing, so and so got. I don't remember what I heard, but I thought for a minute I was like, did he get bit by a snake? I was like, did he get bit by like a scorpion? I was like, what the heck? Because this kid's just like kind of freaking out. It was, it was one of those little stickers, right? That you find in the grass, and it was in his finger, and he he almost couldn't stand for a minute. Like he was wobbly on his legs, and I was like, dude, we got to take you to the nurse or whatever. And he's like, no. I was like, no, man, we got to take it. I wanted to take it out, but I don't know if I think I told you last year, I got in trouble from my principal who hated me because she's like, you had stop the bleed training. Jandler, you don't take that out. And I was just like, it's a sticker.
It's a sticker.
But so I was like, no, I wanted to take it out, but I was like, no, I'm going to send it to the nurse because I want to get in trouble, And so I probably was too cautious on that, but.
It's not a lead pipe through his forearm. It's a sticker in his pinky.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Those are those people that piss me off though, because they're like, oh, well, we got to do it like this because that's how we're trained. And I'm like, you're the problem because you don't sit there and put it to your logical brain in there and go, wait a minute, let me think about this for 2 seconds.
Well, like I said, I did it before a few years ago and I got yelled at. So I was like, well, I wanted to immediately, my first reaction was, let me just take the sticker out. He'll be okay. But I was like, I don't want to get in trouble now, even though I'm in a different school district. So it's like, it's just amazing. You know what? When you get written up or reprimanded for something, it stays with you, even if it's stupid. You know what I mean? You're like, well, I got chewed out for this, so I can't do it again. But
yep.
Hey, before we roll on to this break, how was your little thing at the university? Did anyone stop by your little table?
Yeah, we had 20 students come by the table, and then when it was the parents' time, we had 24 parents come by the table, and the parents were just grabbing all our little freebies off the table like I ran out. I had to restock the whole time until the parents showed up. Parents showed up, they're like, oh look at all the stuff that they got. I'm like, you're not even listening to what I have to say. Like, stop grabbing crap. What's wrong with you?
You're like, what are you doing? You're like, that's not free.
I'm like, just stop grabbing stuff. Like, this is all junk. Like, it's knick-knack crap. It's like spider rings and whistles from like Chuck E. Cheese. Like, oh, okay, you got one. And then like, it might not make it home.
They're like, we want one of these,
Well, sweet, this is cool. It's like, not really. Not really.
Sorry, I tried to set up the second half of this episode now. It went faster than I thought it would, so cool, man. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the break music, and then we'll be back. All right, sir?
Sounds good.
Roll it. Roll like a
roll
doobie.
It, pat it, mark it with a B.
Yeah.
We say pros come, babe, cheers, mate. And cheers made again, or simply cheers. Sometimes it's auto, sunny, other times it's cheers. You effing hoser. We also say sade, salute, salute, ortege, skull, let's all say. Now's that roge in the Russian way in Vietnam. We shout out, yo, walugi wa wa, make South Africa glow. In Portugal, it's a solid soda and but more. Ukraine's here to stay. Taiwan says compare, drink it down with pride. Then someone slams the table, next round they cried. In Thailand we clink and shout out Chong. Then back to the bar till the liquor's gone. For Jamaica it's allowed, your mom. No matter the place, we drink till dawn. In Israel they shout L'chaim with cheer. Bangladesh says joy, hope, raise your beer. Poland sings Nazdrovie with pride. Lithuania is Swaika, don't worldwide. In India we say cheer, oh badai ho if you're bold. Hungary says Ega Shedder, don't go too slow. New Caledonia joins in with Dala Votra, let it flow. From Ghana it's Akpatesi, let the good times roll. In Serbia shout Jivali from the soul. In Morocco we cry Bisaha with flair. Ecuador says salute, fiesta everywhere. And in Finland we say kippis, raise your beer in the air. Argentina shout salute, tango feet hit the floor. Chile echo salute, one more round to pour. Hong Kong yells yum, sing, skyscraper lights ignite. Bahrain calls ya ish, desert drinks at night. Jordan cheers, Fiji tack, ancient stones look on. Iraq says say hi, we keep the party strong. Malaysia smiles, minimum street food, midnight swirl. Singapore roars yum, saying cheers around the world. That's how Choey and Jandler cheers around the world. Cheers, cheers. Around the world, different languages, same sentiment. Raising our glasses to friendship and joy. Cheers, cheers around the world. Cheers, cheers around the world. Laughing loud with every boy and girl. From dive bars to rooftops unfurled. That's how we toast around the world. Yeah, that's how we toast around the world. First stop Germany where the bratwurst is hot. Raise a stein of England, tea and culture on the spot. South Korea's got the K-pop beats. Russia's winter snow makes the world feel sweet. Canada, maple leaf pride. The Philippines islands where beauty resides. Hungary's rich with paprika heat. Egg makes the cheers complete. India spices and festivals bloom. Badai-ho echoes from rooftop to room. Thailand's flavors make our senses swoon. We shout out Chon under a bright full moon. Taiwan they shout compare with might. Then toast to joy well into the night. New Caledonia where the waters gleam. Malavotra we toast by the coral stream. And Ghana's drums beat strong and free. Akpateshi rings out in unity. Salute pros campe, hey, raise it high in every way. From neon streets to desert skies, we toast beneath the same moonrise. Shivali kip is chon tonight, live and loud till morning light. Choey yells another round, Jandler spills it on the ground.
Hi there, I'm here to help Choey and Jandler to read an advertisement for BuyBlacket.com. Please shop BuyBlacket.com. Are you looking for unique gifts at unbeatable prices? Then look no further. BuyBlacket.com has quality merchandise for everyone on your list, from gifts for cat and dog lovers, to American fans, beer enthusiasts, and even Jesus lovers. As for teachers, we didn't forget about you. Please don't miss our funny attire to brighten up your classroom. So bring a smile to your loved ones' faces and shop BuyBlacket.com today. Tell them Choey and Jandler sent you.
Hi there, Ryan Reynolds here on behalf of my friends Choey and Jandler. You may know me from movies where I either save the world or ruin Thanksgiving. But today, folks, I'm not here to sell you cologne, crypto, or questionable NFTs. I'm actually here to tell you about Fish.audio. This isn't really me talking right now. This is my voice, made by Fish.audio, which frankly is terrifying. It sounds exactly like me, and trust me, I've heard my voice in 87 trailers. This is better. Whether you're a podcaster with a potato microphone, a game developer building an army of space dolphins, or just lonely and want a perfect Morgan Freeman to read your grocery list out loud to you, Fish.audio has you covered. Fish.audio is easily one of the best voice generation platforms I have ever used, which is saying something, because I've done voiceover for a toothpaste brand in 4 languages I don't even speak. And speaking of that, Fish.audio is cross-lingual, which means it supports 13 different languages. Their amazing program also allows you to clone voices. Fish.audio make your voice legendary, or at least make my voice say weird things. I legally can't stop you either way.
And that'll wrap it up for this week's edition. When I say this week's, it's, 2 weeks ago. Something we actually did, or over a week ago. And I'm just late on it. So this one is the episode where Jandler is really, really late. So it's out because of me, or out late because of me, I should say. But leading into the summer, so it was a little closing time for Choey and I. So we got to have some fun times, and just remarking how the school year ends, just like a season in any kind of sport. And so, it goes your highs and your lows, and now it's that off-season time for us teachers to recoup and, and get recharged and whatever. Like I said, don't wait too long, because we'll be coming back, and I'll be doing a lead-in with new headline or new holidays for the second part of this episode. And until then, peace, people.